So we have a good idea about what to expect with iPhone 15 at this point, and it seems as a result, leakers are now bored and are just saying things that don't make sense at all. So yeah, let's delve into it. So beginning with the 15 Ultra, we've heard a lot about this replacing the Pro Max moniker, but Mijinbu comes out of nowhere and now claims that, hey, the Ultra is not replacing the Pro Max, it's a whole separate model above the Pro Max. What? So yes, according to this source, the 15 Pro Max and Ultra are two separate devices Apple's going to release at the same time. We had actually heard something similar to this from Mark Gurman in the past, and well, the concept of two large Pro devices makes zero sense. And by the way, would like to remind you guys, like this video and subscribe for more content like this, it would be appreciated. I mean, imagine buying the Pro Max for $1,100 and then realizing that's not even the highest end model, even though it's called the Pro Max. So yeah, the Pro Max and the Ultra can't coexist. Either we get the Ultra this year or Apple sticks to the Pro Max branding. And what's funnier is that this source claims literally the only change between the Pro Max and the Ultra is RAM and storage. The Pro Max allegedly has 6 gigs of RAM and up to 1 terabyte of storage, and for $100 more, the Ultra gets an additional 2 gigs of RAM. Wow, that sure is a game changer. And also on top of that, you get 2 terabytes of storage. Now this again absolutely makes zero sense. For one, Apple has never told us how much RAM is in their phones, because regular consumers don't care or know what RAM is. But also, how does slightly more RAM and storage make a phone Ultra? Apple in the past has offered more RAM to higher end storage options on iPads, and it's not like the 1 terabyte models are branded as Ultra iPads. No, they just fall under the same iPad Pro moniker. So yes, this makes zero sense. And in the off chance we somehow do get a Pro Max and an Ultra, there is no way RAM and storage are the only differences between these models. And so whilst I have no inside information, and I could be wrong about this, I am very sure this is all bogus, and it seems they're basing this information on what case manufacturers have told them, who by the way know literally nothing. Case manufacturers make predictions on what they hear from sketchy sources and what they read on the interwebs, and as everyone knows, you can't trust everything on the interwebs. So yes, take all of this with a grain of salt. And in case you somehow still believe this rumor for some reason, Mark Gurman has also now confirmed that hell no, this is not going to be the case. Now moving on to cases, we already know Apple's replacing their leather cases with this new fine woven case. Still not a fan of that naming by the way, but we do have some close-ups of this new material, and it definitely does have a suede finish. I think that's how you say it. Anyways, I'm sure that's going to feel very nice in the hands. But surprisingly, this source says the case won't be waterproof and will be damaged on contact. Does that mean the second I touch the case it disintegrates? Who knows, but considering Apple's cases in the past have aged absolutely horribly, I would not be surprised if that's the case. Also, want to mention quickly guys, is it just me or are these cases absurdly thick, like 5Cs thick? Because yes, they do look a bit chunky, I can't lie. Anyways, that's not the thing that shocked me the most about this leak. No, it's the price that sent shivers down my spine, because according to the source, this case could be $109. Yes, you heard me right. I'm not misreading that. Over $100 for a case. What is going on? I'm sorry, but no matter what innovative fancy material Apple's using, they cannot be charging $100 for a bloody case. And please guys, do not, I repeat, do not buy this. I'm sure you can find third-party leather cases that will feel just as good in the hand for much less. And so yeah, please avoid this guys. It's not worth it. I guess the only positive is that it does come in some pretty snazzy colours, but don't you think for a minute, Timothy, that I'm going to be swayed by your fancy colours? Because there is no way I see myself getting one of these for $100. If I ever do, you guys have all the rights to call me a big fat clown. Also, I do want to mention, for a case that's this expensive, I do think the material not wrapping around the sides seems a little cheap. I'm not a fan of the rubber material they're using on the sides, and if that rubber ages anything like the silicone cases, you can bet this case will last for a few weeks and then will start tearing around the sides. Enough about pointless accessories, let's now talk about batteries. I of course love myself some thick batteries, and we did initially hear iPhone 15 Pro Max could have a battery capacity that's around 4,800 mAh, which got me very giddy. I mean, just imagine how bonkers the endurance would be when, of course, you couple a massive battery with the 3nm A17, and so this was, in my opinion, the big upgrade with the 15 Pros that would make a big difference to people's lives, but it seems that might have been too good to be true. We have a new leak suggesting the new iPhone 15 Pro Max should actually have a 4,422 mAh battery inside, which is barely an increase over the 14 Pro Max that has a 4,323 mAh battery, so yes, not that big of an upgrade, which is a bit of a bummer, I can't lie, but at the end of the day, guys, we should still see some decent battery improvements thanks to A17 and it being based on the brand spanking new 3nm process. And the theme of leaks being too good to be true continues, because we also hear the bezels on iPhone 15 Pro won't be as thin as previously rumoured. We did initially hear it was going to break records with a 1.55mm thin bezel, but that is actually going to be 1.71mm according to recent reports. Now, what's my response to this information? I don't care. I never thought the 14 Pro's bezels were too thick, so Apple could have maintained the same bezel size and I couldn't care less. And as I've been saying since day one, guys, when we first heard about these rumors, thinner bezels make no difference to my life or the functionality of the device. It's something only nerds care about, and I'm sure there's sheep crying about how the bezels are a little chunkier than expected. Oh my god, what am I gonna do? But again, guys, I personally couldn't care less. Anyways, we also hear the much rumored titanium frame on the Pros is gonna have a brushed finish, much like the Apple Watch, but this will be more subtly done on the iPhone. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comments, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this, and thank you for watching.